motion? Do we need a motion?
I don't know, consensus is fine.
Consensus good enough, Roger?
Yep.
Okay, let's just keep going.
Yes.
Let's do it. I'm probably gonna call and maybe even go and visit Red Wing and see what they do. Cause I don't know enough about this.
And
Maybe you
I
could
would
rotate
say,
too, Adam.
you know, like you said, like Vern said, you know, keep it open on a very limited basis.
Right.
If we do a drawing at the end, you know, after if you get 50 people that apply or 100 people, and you give out 20 of them, that's it.
Yep.
Period.
Okay, we'll just have to check on the legalities of all of that. Cause it's public land and publicly owned deer,
Yep.
so
Here is the
I'm
question.
not sure how,
Okay.
not sure if there's a way that we can limit it, but if there is, we'll try to figure it out.
And the other wrinkle on that too is, Mark, if you get, like Roger talked about, just have a citizens doing it, if you get 50 applicants, can you favor just the people who live here? Can't do that?
I'm sure you can't do that.
Tough.
That would be like, in Lanesboro, you can't fish in their ponds unless you're from town. You can't do that.
You can fish, you just can't catch any.
Oh, the pond,
Yeah.
you catch them if you want. Stay out of my river, though. Those are fighting words. Don't have to worry about arrows at that point.
Okay.
All right, sound good.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Steve.
Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Mitch.
Thank you, guys.
Adam, you want to say anything about the bicycle safety or just, I was not prepared to talk about the bicycle.
That's the next resolution, 8B.
All the people that gave them.
Yep.
We can keep going. 8B, consideration adoption of resolution 2014-067, acknowledging sponsorship and support of the Rushford Police Department bicycle safety class. 16 businesses contribute to the project, with the Mystic Star Lodge number 69 providing a matching funds contribution for a grand total of $1,400. In that resolution, thank you letter. Who's point man on this now?
Cody and
Cody is?
Wade were both on, working with it, so,
Because Chris did last year.
yep.
How many, you know, done it yet? Correct? Have they done it yet?
Oh, this is in June.
Yep, we did it in June already, in
Okay.
June. The number of kids, I don't have the exact number with me. I know that it's down, and maybe it was just because the kids did it last year and they had their helmets and.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a couple years in a row.
Yep.
Probably be a good time to take a year off.
Yep. Otherwise, I think there was a good turnout. We had people with the ambulance and fire department and reserve officers that helped with that. And I think it was well received.
Is there a specific target age group that you wanna reach?
Just those kids that are just learning the bike, just starting to venture around, that summer, after school got out. Any kid that wants to go there, I think, can go there, but, we're trying to get the younger kids to, stop and look both ways before you just go out into the street, where you're actually supposed to be riding your bike.
And when they get cool new helmets, they're a lot more likely to wear them,
What is the age, typical age that you tend to get?
I don't have
I
any
think they're like
age.
third graders is what,
8, 9 years old?
and
Yeah.
that's kind of what,
Basically, as soon as you can handle it without training wheels,
Yeah.
really.
it's the kid that doesn't need mom and dad watching them.
Right.
That's, when they're first kind of venturing off on their own.
I didn't go this year, but I went last year, and it was, there was a variety.
Did you get a helmet?
I didn't bring my bike, that's dumb.
That's like a prerequisite.
Yeah.
I was just there hanging, it was fun. Kids were enthusiastic about it, they really were. But it was I think they were as young as 3. Just as soon as you could ride, because some of the kids were still on the training wheels, and they were teaching how to signal and go over your shoulder.
And that's why I ask if it was such a thing that we needed to take a year off or whatever, then, just so that we don't miss
Yeah, we
a
certainly can.
particular segment or whatever. But
There's a target,
could
but
be-
it's not so specific that they didn't allow other people to come in.
yeah, well,
And
yeah,
then all these businesses have donated a lot of money, and you keep going to them every year,
Yep.
asking for this, and, I don't know if we necessarily need to do that. I mean, it's a very good cause,
Yeah.
and, I think that's why they donated in the first place, but if it's something we need to do every year, I don't know if we need to do that every year, maybe every other year. That's something we can look at.
That's the way Chris and I
Worth
first
thinking.
talked, every other year.
Worth thinking about.
Take a motion to approve.
I move to approve resolution 2014-067.
Second. Motion by Mr. Dahl, second by Mr. Hansi. Any more comments or questions that were too? Wish to express our gratitude to all these businesses to support this bicycle class. Very much appreciated. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
8C, consideration of accepting the recommendations of the Rushford Airport Commission and Matt Wagner of Mead and Hunt Engineering regarding the bid opening on 3 proposed projects for the Rushford Airport. After review of the costs and the federal funding available for the project, it is recommended the fueling system replacement not be awarded this year and to wait and rebid the project in the spring of 2014 when more funding is available. It is also recommended to award the following bids pending completion of state federal grant documentation. American Pavement Solutions Incorporated for crack sealing project, $42,310. J&L Steel and Electrical Services for the new LED runway lighting, LED wind cone, and installation of PAPI lights, $235,057. See attached spreadsheet, letter and spreadsheet from Wagner detailing the cost sharing involved for the 2 projects at a level of 90% federal, 5% state, and 5% city.
Shouldn't that read for the
2015,
2015 year?
yes.
Excuse me?
And that would be the earliest that they would be rebid.
Yeah.
We just don't have enough money to do them all. The fuel system came in, there was only 1 bid.
Too
It
high.
was too high, and there's still quite a bit of discussion amongst the members as to where we're gonna locate that. And if we're gonna put it in a place other than where it's scheduled to go, we have to get that approved from the FAA for a site change. What we're thinking of doing right now is just leaving it basically where it is right now, but the new system would go in a little closer to the building up there, that sidewalk. We just slide it down a little bit. Because there's supposed to be a row of hangars that goes in that area. But with the federal and state funding being the way that it is, it just, we've taken a couple years off since the last project, which was the hangar. And we feel comfortable in moving forward with these 2 projects. They're needed. And they'll add quite a bit of value to the airport now and in the future. The lighting is set up so that it can accommodate a wider runway if that's ever installed. Also, the LED lights are far more efficient and they'll be in conduit, so the critters up there won't be chewing through the wires and shutting the lights off. The VASI are going to be replaced by PAPI lights, but those are end of runway markers systems, and they help a pilot when they're approaching the runway to tell if they're above the slope or below the glide path they need to make a proper landing. So the old system is called a VASI, and the new system is called a PAPI system. That's what we're going for.
So on the fueling system, wasn't there a problem with that here last year?
Yes.
Water.
Yeah, we did a temporary fix on it.
What happened? Different filters?
We